Hi, my name's Simon Shadabo. I'm the founder of realityvirtual.co. VR is a very new technology that parties have been kind of like struggling with to some extent. So you basically have had a lot of less than adequate content creation. What realityvirtual.co prides ourselves on is yet we are a small entity that just exists here in New Zealand, primarily in Wellington and Auckland. We have been punching well above our weight. NVIDIA have referred to us as the most realistic VR content on the planet. Our work is renowned. Yet we struggle to tell a New Zealand story. For a company that focuses primarily on encapsulating beautiful environments, why are we not focusing on New Zealand? Why are we not focusing on Aotearoa? The work we do bypasses so many prejudgmental mentalities of what VR can be. When I have put parties into Nefertari's tomb in Egypt, they have explained an experience that they could not quite understand. There was no need for gamification. There was no need for all these levels of AR over top of VR. It was simply the experience to be in a space where, quite frankly, you should be honored to be in that space. If you convey the visual and the audio in such a manner that is indistinguishable from reality itself, you win. It's that simple. So what we would like to do is capture Aotearoa in its raw form. Particularly any elongated storyline, if this then that. It's all going to be about just being present and feeling like you are one with your mana, one with your world. That is what is important to me. I want to make you feel like you have time traveled. I want to make you feel like you are somewhere other than where you are at. I want you to have the spiritual experience. And let it be places of beauty, stories. Narrative, on the other hand, is something that we can completely do. Think of it as like a DVD. You are watching the movie. You are the movie. You are the camera. And we'll tell you the most amazing and delightful stories. But I do not want to compartmentalize you away from that. I do not want to distract you. I do not want to deflect you. I want you to allow yourself to feel like you are on a beach. You are in the middle of a forest. I want you to have that, first and foremost. So what we're suggesting is something very simple. We're running around the world capturing sites of cultural significance that mean things to people. Sites that might not even last long. Sites that we should be preserving anyway. We want to have a backup. We want to make sure we can tell the story for future generations, because the land is the most important thing here, guys. The land is what matters. So Mana VR I put out a year ago as a passion project. I worked closely with the fine Wee Cookie in Tania, and I basically found a location, indiscreet location, where really I knew I wasn't going to have any issues with iwi, or there was no claim. It was the coast. So technically the Crown owned it. Which I'm not proud of that. So Mana VR was a really good showcase of the technology that we'd worked on a year ago. We have since advanced dramatically since then. We want to put this on Steam. We want to allow everyone to enjoy these locations. Every location can have their own story, their own stories. So we could talk about the Maori land wars, right? We could talk about Te Apara and Lake Papatonga and all the rest of it. We could talk about the Wanganui River and all the beautiful maraes that stand along there. We could talk about it all. We can build a series of stories where you get to experience the space and the place and the sense of being there. It's not just the location of beauty, because we have volumetric video capture, obviously, where we actually show them enacting what they were doing in that time and age. It is literally a reconstruction, as best as accurate as we can do, to storytell what it was to be our nation prior to the white man. And I think that's extremely important. Because God knows I want to see what it was like. I want to understand the origin of my country. And I can tell you right now, so does the rest of the world. Reality Virtual holds some very unique techniques. These techniques have been shown to basically trump, no offense, other techniques that are being used right now. So you can look at the industry as a whole in regards to content creation. And one of the biggest concerns that we have in conjunction with others is the fact that the content is weak. And so when I set out to do this personally, because of my limited understanding initially of what was accepted industry standards, I allowed myself to exceed above and beyond what was basically considered commonplace. And so we found ways to treat data in a fundamentally different way than what other parties have been able to do with it. So I walked into this situation wanting to find a solution from a problem. I had no idea what I was walking into. I did not know what my limitations were. And what this boils down to is detail. So the detail of what Reality Virtual does is a magnitude more full stop. So we use a technique called single pass photogrammetry. We gather billions and billions of points. Where most other people would then decimate that, they would knock it down to a few million. We're like, no, we must retain. We want to retain the perfection of imperfection. That's literally been my motto from day one. What we did was find ways of memory management, data management, baking methods, roughness extrapolation methods, normal displacement extrapolation methods, found ways to custom code this stuff, and essentially avoid ourselves of the restraints of what the industry is having. So the industry sits at 300 million points per scene. We have an infinite buffer. 10 billion, 20 billion, 30 billion, 40 billion. It doesn't matter to us. And they might use normals if they like. We use normals by default. We believe in shimmer. We believe in shine. We believe in roughness extrapolation. So our normals are so high, we're able to extrapolate the fundamental basis of what an object actually is. We break down a scene to its true fundamentals. No one else does that. Everyone else is being cheap and lazy. And when I say everyone else, I literally mean everyone else on the planet.